Hi, everybody. I hope you're well. David Marshall here from the Conscious Creation Academy. It looks a little bit grainy to me. I hope it's okay. I'm actually in my lounge. It's too bright outside to record. But I've been talking to a few people over the last year, well, every day about the nature of reality, conscious creation, all those types of things. And there are a couple of reasons that we keep coming back to that I really wanted to share with you that I hope that will be helpful for you. So if you're struggling with health, excuse me, if you're struggling with money, or if you just want to create more money, if you want to do anything at all, create better relationships, communicate with non-physical people, all those types of things that are perfectly normal behaviors that are perfectly natural for you to do, but you're struggling with them in some fashion, then there's a couple of reasons. And the first one is that you may not be treating this place as a state of consciousness. You may still be thinking that it's a solid place, that it's actually more than it is, that it's a physical environment, that it's a place, it's a planet. It's not. It's absolutely not. This is a state of consciousness. It's created from consciousness, called energy, and it reacts to you. And that's why things like the law of attraction and conscious creation work. That's why psychic awareness works. The first communication, the first language is psychic that you have. You're constantly talking to this environment, and it's constantly reacting. Whereas if you think that you are in fact floating on in a planet, floating in space, that there's space and there's time and all these types of things, then you're going to bump up against that time and time and time again. And that's really important. So you've got to come back to accept and treat this place as a state of consciousness and not as a physical place. If you treat it as a state of consciousness, it becomes pliable and flexible. I completely transformed my finances, lots of health and all that kind of stuff going on by treating it as a state of consciousness and not a physical place, because it's not. It's not a physical place. It's no more physical than a dream. And that's the way I want you to treat it, because what that does is that puts you in charge of it. Okay, if this were a dream, what would you do? How would you think of it? How would you treat it? And that's really what I want to encourage you to do. It's a state of consciousness. And the second reason that people fail is because they still focus on time. They're still thinking about time. It exists. That's thinking about the past and the future. And what that is doing, it's taking their power away from the present moment. So the present moment is all that exists, quite literally. Time and space, but time is in fact an illusion. It's not really real, and therefore once you go away from the present moment, you disempower yourself. Talk to so many people who are struggling to create the money, to create the health, all this kind of stuff, and they're too connected to time, okay, and it doesn't exist. So the first reason that you might be failing, and you can have anything, you can really, honestly, you can have anything. It's a state of consciousness. It's up to you. The first reason you might be failing is because you're treating it like a physical place when it's not. You need to solve that. You need to get over that. You need to really get your head down, knuckle down, and really you start to connect with the idea that it's in fact a state of consciousness. And the second one is you need to focus into the present moment and let go of the idea of time. Time doesn't exist. Just because events exist doesn't mean that time exists, and it absolutely doesn't. So think of this as a pliable, flexible state of consciousness that's timeless, and that your focus in the present moment, your beliefs, desires, and expectations consciously will create the events that you want. Be it money, be it health, be it relationships, absolutely doesn't matter. But what I'd see a lot of people doing is falling down on those two areas massively, and then wondering why they're not solving the problems in their life. So I hope that's helpful for you. Come back to those two things. One, it's a state of consciousness like a dream. It's no more physical than a thought, quite literally. And two, time is not really real in any way, shape or form. Past lives, future lives, karma, gone. Cause and effect, gone. That's not real. You're buying into that. You're giving that power artificially and hypnotizing yourselves into that. That has to have an effect upon you. So that's it for today. So the number one reason is people think it's a physical place, and it's not. And that, if you can really work with that, then you can absolutely nail this and create the most amazing life that you want. That's it. Have a great day. Post any comments below, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.